Okay. So, good evening. Like Madhur, should we remember the chronology of ancient and medieval history? No need to remember chronology, Madhur, right now. You will be remembering some important dates gradually. So, don't consider it right in the beginning, right. So, don't worry about the chronology, right. Try to create a storyline, right. So, initially you should not focus on dates, otherwise it would be very boring exercise, very boring exercise. So, good evening, right, Devika, Onkar, Saurabh. Right. So, as you remember in the last session, we tried to create a storyline of ancient Indian, South Indian history, how megalithic period, Sangam period, then right Pallavas, right. So, in ancient India one more dimension we have to consider, and then I will come to right the medieval India, right. So, medieval India we will try to right start discussing. So, Pallavas we already discussed, and now we have to complete this period. We could not discuss, we could not mention some points regarding the right the Chalukyas of Vatapi and Badami. So, we will write some point and then we can take up story of medieval India. So, like one question, like you asked that who was the founder of Pallavas? Simha Vishnu. Simha Vishnu is the word mentioned. Is this okay? Done. So, today first we will complete that topic, remaining topic of that period. So, who was a contemporary of Pallavas? It was Chalukyas, Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami. So, give the heading Chalukyas, Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, Vatapi or Badami. Fine. So, we have to remember some information regarding Chalukyas of Vatapi and Badami, and you have to remember that they were the contemporary of the Pallavas. Saruk, there is no need to remember all those edicts of Asoka, right. There is no need to remember, just for a minute, like as Saruk asked. See, when we prepare Asoka's edicts, Saruk, right, we have three type of edicts, Saruk. One is called rock edict, second is called pillar edict, and third is called cave edict, right, Saruk. And then rock edicts also can be divided into two parts. One is called major rock edict and second is called minor rock edict. Pillar edicts also we are divided into two parts, major pillar edict and minor pillar edict. Fine. And then you have cave edict. So, if you want to remember, you should remember major rock edict and major pillar edict, not minor. So, whatever right we mentioned, we should focus. Suppose in the last session I mentioned major rock edict 2 and major rock edict 13 mentioned South Indian kingdoms. So, therefore, you can mention, you can always remember 2 and 13, and 13 we all generally remember. Why? Because it talked about what? Kalinga war. Is this okay? So, very smartly we have to see, when you will start solving last year question or test papers, you will come to know that they are asking only 2-3 rock edicts, and then we can focus those rock edicts. Is this fine? right? Saruk, done? I hope like it is okay. So now I should add some information regarding Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, and then I will take up, right, a history, or you can say chronological development of early medieval period, right? So Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami. Now here again you will see that when we will discuss Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, as I told you that like Pallavas, we have confusion about the origin. Even Chalukyas also, we have a confused idea about the origin of the Chalukyas, origin of the Chalukyas of the Vatapi or Badami, right? So origin, again there is a confusion, we don't know. Is it okay? Done? So should I start? Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami? You all are comfortable now, otherwise I will have to repeat again. Right? So everything would be doable, achievable now. Ojaswa, don't worry, it's all about perception. Initially, right, just by seeing those videos, your perception was different, but gradually this perception will change. Fine. Yes, Mojida. Ayush, is there any problem, technical problem, sound, picture, is it all right? Make everything comfortable first, then I will be starting and adding so many dimensions now in your ancient and medieval India gradually. Done. Okay. So like now, first I want to add some information about Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, because like I could not complete that, you can say, the entire topic, right? So Pallavas we mentioned, but Chalukyas of Vatapi and Badami, and this was the last important royal dynasty of South India, right? So Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, and then I told you that origin is still confusing, and we can mention here that we have different theory regarding origin. We have different theory regarding origin. Like some historian relate Chalukyas of Vatapi with North India. Can you believe it? Some historians say that they are North Indian, right? Some historian relate their origin with North India, and they say that Ayodhya was their original home, according to one view, right? So North India. And then some historian say that no, West India was their original place, Chalukyas, West India, and they are related to Gurjaras. They are related to Gurjar. So this is one view. And then third view is that no, they were the local Canaries people, local origin, local Canaries people, local people, Canaries people. And third opinion seems to be more probable, and this opinion seems to be more probable. So there is a confusion regarding the origin of Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami. I told you that they should not ask this kind of question regarding origin, but as this is mentioned in our textbook, you should know that origin is confusing. Okay. So first thing, origin of this Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami is confusing. Then second thing, that who was the founder of, you can say, this Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, founder, So, we can mention generally we consider Pulkesin first. Generally we consider Pulkesin first as the founder, Pulkesin first as the founder of the Chalukya dynasty. Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, this would be more important. I would tell you that two more Chalukyas were there, right. So, Vatapi or Badami, the location is Bijapur district, right. So, Vatapi or Badami, Karnataka. So, founder was Pulkesin first, and he, right, we have this information that he performed Ashwamedh sacrifice. He performed Ashwamedh sacrifice. He performed Ashwamedh sacrifice. So, this is very important, because whenever you, right, have this information that this ruler performed Ashwamedh sacrifice, meaning that again there was a revival of Vedic, religion, there was a revival of what? Brahmanism. So, Pulkesin first performed Ashwamedh sacrifice. This generally we have to remember, right. And Chalukyas, it is generally considered that, right, they were the feudatories of the Kadambas, right. Kadambas of course had, you can say, the Brahminical link. So, Kadambas, South Indian, right. So, Kadambas we have less information, right, only mentioned, right, some text we can see. So, they were probably, right, in the court of Kadambas. So, of course, Brahminical influence you will see. Is this okay? Done. So, there is a link with Kadambas also. So, before them there was Kadambas, right. Done. So, Pulkesin you will have to remember Pulkesin first. Done. So, Manjapa, it now comes in the Bagalkot district. Okay, right. So, probably, but in our history text, as you know that, boundary, right, they keep on changing, but in history text it is considered as the Bijapur. But right now what is the position? Probably you would be correct. Is this fine? So, Ashwamedh sacrifice, spelling you want, Ashwamedh, A-S-H, Ashwa is horse, Medh is killing, Ashwamedh sacrifice. Right. So, Ashwamedh sacrifice is a concept in the later Vedic period. What, right, king used to do, suppose, try to understand it, suppose there is a king, suppose this is, right, you can say an area of a king, and he realized that he is very powerful. So, he will select a horse, right, and then he will allow this horse to move. Suppose this horse reached here, and you, right, did not allow this horse in your kingdom. So, there would be a fight between you and this king, fight. If you allowed, it means that you accepted the subordination of this king. So, this horse, wherever it will go, it would be the part of this kingdom, suppose this kingdom. So, now this king would be a Chakravarti Raja. Now, everywhere he would be known, he would be dominating. So, this was horse, and then finally, right, you will see that, right, when this, right, the sacrifice is complete. So, it would be, right, generally, right, they used to kill this horse. Therefore, right, you can say Bad or Ashwamedh. Is it fine? So, Ashwamedh sacrifice you will see in ancient India. If some king, they are performing Ashwamedh sacrifice, it means they wanted to extend their rule. They were probably very dominant in their area, and therefore, you will always see most of the ruler, those who supported Brahmanism, they performed Ashwamedh sacrifice. Right? Suraj, from mains point of view, do we need to give special focus to ancient and medieval area? See, I told you many times that ancient medieval India we don't prepare for main examination, but yes, some area they are like there is a trend. Sometimes they ask some question, but cultural question, culture based question, right? They are asking, right? So basic understanding is basic. Basic understanding will help you in initiating the process. Is it okay? And if you have basic understanding about everything, no one can stop you. You will qualify this exam. Is this okay? When you have basic understanding, you can understand. But what is basic? Basic, very difficult to define what is basic. Right? Right. So, right, Garima. Now you are getting everything, so it's fine. Asim, what message? I could not see those messages. You can repeat again. And like when you feel that there is some message important, like you can write. Right. You can again give. Rajasuya, right. And Vajapeya and Aswamedh, all these are sacrifices mentioned in the later Vedic text. Is it okay? So these all sacrifice, Rajasuya, Vajapeya or Aswamedh, right, all these sacrifices, the purpose was to increase the power, right, of the king, and they started wasting lots of resources, killing of animal, and therefore there was a reaction against this kind of sacrifices. Is this fine, Akash? Right. So there is no need to go for the details about these sacrifices. Okay. So what we are doing today, Pooja, like you joined late. So today I am trying to finish first this topic what I could not, Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, and then we will take up early medieval India. Is it okay? So that we could not do, so we will do early medieval India, Rajput and other kingdoms. Okay, done. Right. So Pulkesin first was the founder. Pulkesin first was the founder of the Chalukya dynasty. This you have to remember. And Pulkesin first, you should remember two facts, Pooja. We should remember first thing that he was the founder of Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, first thing. Second thing, he performed Aswamedh sacrifice, and I explained what is the general meaning of Aswamedh sacrifice. Then in Vedic period, later Vedic period, you have Aswamedh sacrifices, Vajapeya sacrifices. There are many sacrifices. Why these sacrifices? Purpose was to increase the power of the king. Is this okay? Done. Okay. So second important ruler of the, right, you can say the Vatapi or the Chalukyas, second important ruler was, right, and probably the most important ruler was Pulkesin II. Pulkesin II. There are many rulers, but we are mentioning minimum, and this you have to remember, right. So Pulkesin II was the second ruler. Always remember, Pulkesin I is the founder, but the greatest ruler was Pulkesin II. Right. So still you are not comfortable, right. Chalukyas are the contemporary of Pallavas. Pallava Chalukya conflict, right. Is it okay? Done. Okay. So Pulkesin II you should remember as the greatest ruler of this dynasty, Pulkesin II. Always remember Pulkesin II. Why we should remember it? We can mention that he is considered as, Pulkesin II is considered as, you can say, he is considered as the greatest ruler, and we have information about his conquest from a whole inscription, very popular, a whole inscription, we have information about Pulkesin II from Aihole inscription. Aihole inscription. So, Pulkesin II, whatever we know, it is from Aihole inscription. Done. And Aihole inscription, who was the author of this inscription? Ravi Kirti. Sometimes they are asking this also. So, consider Pulkesin II as important for your examination. Done. So, we should remember Ravi Kirti also, Aihole inscription, who was author? Ravi Kirti. And Aihole inscription talked about a war between Pulkesin II and Harshavardhan. Pulkesin II and Harshavardhan. And it is said that Pulkesin II defeated Harshavardhan. Pulkesin II defeated Harshavardhan. Is it okay? So, when you are defeating Harshavardhan, a North Indian ruler, right, on the bank of Narmada, so it was considered as his, you can say, most important achievement. Done. So, Pulkesin II you have to remember at any cost. I told you that in original text, in one dynasty, we are getting 10-12 names at least, but for general studies, at least 2-3 names you can remember. Founder Pulkesin I and greatest Pulkesin II. We have information about Pulkesin II from Aihole inscription. Sometimes they have, right, the tendency to ask who is the author of, right, Aihole inscription? Ravi Kirti. What is the importance of Aihole inscription? It is giving you information about conflict between Pulkesin II and Harshavardhan, right? This we should remember. Then we can mention the third important ruler. If we can remember one more, third important ruler was Vikramaditya II. Vikramaditya II. Vikramaditya II. One Vikramaditya, you are familiar with Gupta ruler, but this Vikramaditya would be different. Vikramaditya II. He is considered as the last, right, powerful ruler, Vikramaditya II, and he, right, tried to protect his kingdom. He tried to protect his kingdom from foreign invasion. That time, right, you know, there was a fear of Arab invasion. So, it is said that he tried to protect this area from Arab invasion also. Vikramaditya II. And then, if we can remember one more, we can remember after Vikramaditya II, we can remember, right, Kirtivarman II. Kirtivarman II. At least 4 ruler you have to remember, not beyond that. If you cannot remember all these 4, Pulkesin I is the founder and Pulkesin II is the greatest. This you have to remember. So, the last Kirtivarman II you can remember. Kirtivarman II you can remember, and after that this area, you can say the Chalukyas of Vatapi and Badami came under Rashtrakuta dynasty. So, Kirtivarman II, right, was defeated by Kirtivarman II was defeated by the Rashtrakuta ruler. Kirtivarman II was defeated by Rashtrakuta ruler, and then Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami was replaced by, in the same area, Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakutas. Is this fine? So Chalukyas of Vatapi and Badami was replaced by Rashtrakutas. I will discuss Rashtrakutas. Right, Rashtrakuta, you are entering into medieval period, and after Rashtrakuta, you will see there was one more Chalukyas. There was one more Chalukyas, Chalukyas of Kalyani. Kalyani. We are calling it later Chalukyas. Chalukyas of Kalyani. So here only, there should be no confusion. Here only you can mention it. Here only you can mention it, that Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami replaced by Rashtrakutas, and after Rashtrakutas you will see that there was Chalukyas of Kalyani. There was Chalukyas of Kalyani, and we are calling it Western Chalukyas or later Chalukyas. Western Chalukyas. Pallavas were replaced by Cholas, and Chalukyas of Vatapis were replaced by Rashtrakutas, and then Rashtrakutas were succeeded by, you can say, Chalukyas of Kalyani, and the founder of Chalukyas of Kalyani was Taila, Taila, Taila second. Taila second. So whatever we know, minimum information, there should be no confusion. How you can arrange them in order, chronological order? Pallavas and Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami. Is this fine? Just try to again see, those who are confused, relaxed, try to see. In South India, right, I told you that, right, you will see that after Sangam age, there was Pallavas, and then there was Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami. Is it fine? I am not going into detail about the political history of Pulkesin and the fight between Narasimhavarman. Yes, right. So this kind of fight is there, but there is no, otherwise it would be very confusing. So we don't need political details. Generally, don't ask political details, right? Of course, if you are familiar, it is all right. So Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, and then Pallavas. After some time, you will see that, right? So Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, and then you have Pallavas. I told you that they were contemporaries, they were fighting. Of course, there was a fight between Narasimhavarman and Pulkesin too. This is fine. This is the last topic of your ancient India. In the post-Gupta period, when Gupta was ruling in the Mughal, you can say in the North India, Gupta, right? After that post-Gupta period, Harsha was ruling. So in North India, there was Harshavardhan. You will see that in the same period, Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, and then in the South India, Pallavas. Then I told you that after Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, you will see that Rashtrakutas replaced them. In the early medieval India, there was Rashtrakutas. And who replaced Pallavas? Again, imperial Cholas. Fine. And then Rashtrakutas were also, you can say, succeeded by one more Chalukyas. We are calling it Chalukyas of Kalyani. Chalukyas of Kalyani. And in 973 AD. I am deliberately avoiding the dates. Don't worry about dates. You will not remember it. Is it okay? Done. So Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami replaced by Rashtrakutas, and Rashtrakutas, they were replaced by Chalukyas of Kalyani. Is this okay? So there was one Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, and the second Chalukyas of Kalyani. And of course, Pallavas were replaced by Imperial Cholas. Yes, Danis, correct. Pallavas were replaced by, right, Imperial Cholas. This is fine. Then you have one more Chalukya. One Chalukya is Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami. One Chalukya is Chalukyas of Kalyani. One more Chalukya was Eastern Chalukya. Like we can also mention this. There was one more Chalukya called Eastern Chalukyas. There was one more Chalukyas called Eastern Chalukyas. Right? And the capital was Vengi in the Andhra region, Vengi. And who was the founder of this Eastern Chalukyas? Pulkesin II's brother, Vishnuvardhan. Vishnuvardhan, Vengi, Vengi, Eastern Chalukyas. And later you will see that Eastern Chalukyas were, you can say, merged or annexed by Cholas. Kulothunga Chola annexed it. So it became the part of Eastern Chalukya, became the part of Chola. Fine. Always remember that if we will go into details, suppose Eastern Chalukyas, who all were the rulers, we have to remember everything? No, we don't have to remember everything. Only thing you remember that how we can arrange them, and right, you should always remember that there were three Chalukyas I mentioned. Three kind of Chalukyas I mentioned. One, Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami. Second, Chalukyas of Kalyani, we call them Western Chalukyas, and third, Eastern Chalukyas. This, if you can remember, it is fine. If you know more than this, all right, no problem. If you know more than this, there is no problem. But you should not know less than this. Is it okay? Those who are from that area, they might be knowing many things about them. Done, fine. So now, based on that, now you know what was the development of ancient India. And now we will take up what is called early medieval India. Early medieval India. Give the heading early medieval India. Early medieval India. Early medieval India. Is it okay? So now we will take up early medieval India and we will try to understand very, you can say, right, easily you will understand everything and you will try to link also. Early medieval India. Done. No, early Eastern Chalukyas were not contemporary of the Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami, yes, but they came up after Pulkesin II, yes, they came. So of course they were the contemporary, the founder was the contemporary of Pulkesin II, and they continued, and finally they became the part of. So Pulkesin II onward, they continued, and they finally became the part of, right, the Chola Empire. Kulotung was one Chola who annexed it. Fine. We now try to link your medieval India. Is it okay? Done. Mithu Bora, I am still right. I am confused about Chalukyas and Chola, Chera, Pandya timing. Right. Why you are confused? There is network problem or there is some problem with me? I mentioned many times. Again, see, like for Mithu, those who are getting, they would be, I am repeating this again and again. Now try to understand. I said you have ancient India, then you have medieval India. In ancient India, you have a story of North, you have a story of South. Some of you who are from East, they can ask questions, sir, what about Eastern story? This is the problem with our Indian history. We have less idea about the story of Eastern India. We are working on it. Just try to understand it, right? Your focus should not be right. Just again, I am repeating it. Those who have, right, still some confusion, because otherwise we cannot move, right? I hope that most of you are now getting, but still 2, 3. North and South. Are you getting my point? So in Indian history, you have ancient India, you have medieval India. Ancient India is story of North, ancient India is story of South. We have less idea about Stone Age. So in Stone Age, the story of North and South in our NCERT, in our text simultaneously. Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, you will see the simultaneous story. Then I told you that you have a story of ancient India like Indus Valley, Vedic, Buddha, Jaina, Maurya, post-Maurya, Gupta, post-Gupta. This is story, simple story you have. Then in South India also, now those like who asked me that where we will place Cholas, Cheras, Pandyas, again I am saying, I will not repeat again, right. So in South India, after Stone Age, in the last session, those who missed, after South India, you can say, right, Stone Age in South India, we talked about megalithic period. Fine. After megalithic period, we talked about Sangam age. Sangam is the beginning of historical period, they say, in South India. And then in the 6th century AD onward, you have some story. Now see how I am placing. In Sangam age, we have idea about Cholas, Cheras and Pandyas. In 6th century AD onward, you have idea about Pallavas and Chalukyas of Vatapi or Badami. Whether Pandyas disappeared? No, they also survived, but we have less information about them. So in Indian history, we talk about Pallavas and Chalukyas. Then I told you that when you enter into medieval period, Pallavas were replaced by Cholas. I mentioned many times that this Chola is different and this Chola is different, right? Because we don't have a clear-cut link. They would be same, but there is no link. So here we are using the word imperial Cholas. I told it. And then Chalukyas were, you can say, Chalukyas were replaced by Rashtrakutas. I hope it is okay now. Is it okay? And there is no scientific division between ancient and medieval. There is no Supreme Court judgment that see this is ancient, this is medieval. Generally we accept that 8th century AD onward we are entering into medieval period. Generally we accept it. General division is 8th century AD we are entering into medieval period. There is no fixed rule, but medieval development you will see. Why? Right, I will tell you. Because of that feudal development. Fine, are you getting it now? So ancient India, a simple story of North India, facts. Then in South India, right, you will see simple story and then some facts. Fine. So when we enter into medieval period, what was going on in South India? Rashtrakutas were very important and imperial Cholas were very important. Kavya, it is fine now. I hope that you all are getting it. This picture should be very clear in your mind. So when you enter into medieval period, what is medieval period? 8th century AD. Yes, me too. Okay, right, now you are getting. Even I am also very happy when you get it, right? So now we can visualize medieval period. Can we now? You all are ready for this medieval period? Ancient North, ancient South. Now we are entering into medieval period. Fine. Yes, Saurabh. Great. Now see, now try to visualize medieval period first. Then we will be adding points. Is this okay? Done. So Chalukyas of Kalyani you are asking, right, the founder, Taila II generally, right, considered as the founder.